Texans in the Chargers for the first part of part 2. And then part 2, I'm doing 5 games. I'm doing the Thursday games in the first view. And the second, I'm doing the 2 Saturday games plus 3 early Sunday afternoon games. And then there's 7 of them. And then doing the other 4 in part 3. And then I'll do the other 7 early games. I'm doing the other. I'm doing remaining 4 early window games plus the 1 CBS 7 late window game. And I'll do the part 4 of the 2. The 3:25 nationally, 4:25 Eastern nationally to Fox late window game. And then NBC Sunday football and Eastern Monday football. So let's go down. So yeah, the Houston Texans, they defeated Los Angeles Chargers 2016. A nice solid win for the Texans. They put in early in this one they were up 14, but then it kind of slowed down the score for both teams. I'm surprised this was the NFL Network game, but it was a good game though. This was a really solid game. CJ Stroud 16-20, 2 for yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions. Justin Herbert 20-32, 236 yards, touchdown reception. Marks 19 carries, 71 yards. Justin Herbert 6 carries for 37 yards. Higgins 2 carries, 8 yards. Quinn Jones 5 for 8. Herbert 6 carries, 37. CJ Stroud did not take his sacks. Jordan 8 for 3. And he had a bunch. 8-2-1 for CJ Stroud. 0. Nico Collins 3 for 57. Off 2 for 4. Richardson 2 for 2. Don Schuster 18. Marks 2-1 for 4. 2 for 1 for the loss. And 5 for Kirk. So, and he had Butchers for took 5 sacks. That was a big game. Hinton 4 for 28. Here's 1 for 7, 1 for Patterson. And Gaston the second. 5 for 32. And McConkey 1 for 3rd. Empty for 31. This lead 18. 1 for 18. Tears 1 for 8. Never left. And with that true. And then in the first quarter, CJ Stroud deep pass on the J. Higgins receivers. The first few offensive plays of the game. Or the first one. And Noel 43 yards. I believe it was actually not the first ball, the first few. And then catch me by Noel for 43 yards, 14 0. And Dicker with a 42 field. Fairborn with a 41 field. And then Herbert to Gadsden for a yard. And the Cameron Dicker to Fairborn and touch for Fairfield and number him to Rashad for yards. Yeah, there's no 2 receptions for CJ, 1 for Justin Herbert. And players Chargers was their missed point. Yeah, so it was a missed point on the one. Last one. And that forced them, that was not the best, but what did you do though? What did you do? And then we have the Ravens and the Packers. This was a Saturday night game. And with this loss, the Green Bay Packers are the 7th seed now. They are the 7th seed now. The Baltimore Ravens, with that win, and will be playing for the AFC North title. Will have a chance at the AFC North title. They would need a Pittsburgh Steelers loss to the Cleveland Browns. If the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns, then the Pittsburgh Steelers would be the number 4 seed, and the Baltimore Ravens would be eliminated. So let's see. Taylor Huntley, 16 for 7 yards as to a sack. Derrick Henry, 36 runs, 216 yards, 6 yards out, 6 yards of carry, 6 yards of run. Every time you had a running play for him. 4 touchdowns, 30 yards is the longest run. Taylor Huntley, 8 for 60. Mitchell 9 for 31. So they really did number rushing the football. And they didn't really need Taylor Huntley to do too much. They knew Derrick Henry could. They couldn't stop him. Even without Mike Parsons, they knew he could be stopped. And he couldn't be. And St. Clair's 4-3, Mark Andrews 4-3, Zay Lee 2 for 27, Ali 2 for 18, Mitchell 2 for 7, Chevy 1 for 7. And Malik Willis was 18, 200 yards, a touchdown, or sack. Explain 2 minutes coming. Leading this one as Malik Willis got injured, 1 for 8 yards. And he had a sack, interception, a sack. And Malik Willis number 60, and he was 16, 1 for 3, nothing. Then we had Chris Watson got 113 touchdowns. And 63 for 62. George Henry for 4. Nolan for 1 for 34. Maxwell 1 for 12. Brooks 1 for 11. Kyle 1 for 8. He also 1 for 8. Marks 1 for 7. Dash 0. Catch 1 yards. And yeah, this game, there's a solid win for the Baltimore Ravens. They just ran all over. They literally ran on the field of play all over the Packers. And then Derrick Henry in the first quarter. He rushed right in first routes to tackle the last one. He goes to Chris Watts for 3 minutes. And that's the first good. So, and Derrick Henry on the curve for 1 yard. Takes 22 for a field goal. Then he goes to 20-yard touchdown. Rush. That's the first one. Derrick Henry rushing for 3 yards. Then he has 20 for a field goal. Then he goes to 1 yard touchdown. Taylor Huntley to the Flyers and their careers. 10 and 6. So a nice solid one. And then they just ran. And they were not as efficient on plays, but they just were able to get some key plays, interception, fumble. And they had 40 minutes of time possession and 18 minutes. They were just able to run all over, taking that time down and key, and not turn over the ball, be able to run the football, and just be more efficient. That's a nice solid way to do it. Here's the Baltimore Ravens. Then the first Sunday afternoon, the Fox, the Miami Dolphins. They defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2017. So now, if the Carolina Panthers, they won on Sunday over the Carolina over the Seahawks, they would the Carolina Panthers would clinch the NFC. So, unless the game got finished after a 10 p.m. ended, so Miami Dolphins were 2017. And this one, Baker Mayfield was 33, 44, 34, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks. And they couldn't run the ball. Booker ran 9 for 19. Mayfield 3 for 16. She went 2 for 10. 2 for 8. And Miller 7 for 14. Chris Godwin 7 for 8. Chris Allen 4 for 2. Again, Statham. And Buka 2 for 2. To Johnson 2 for 18. Booker 1 for 14. She went 2 for 7. And Dolphins, Quinn Ewers 14 of 22, 162 touchdowns for 6. So he's better with the not forcing out, a better than scheme. Devon Hitchin 18 for 3, 5 for 58, Gerald 1 for 7, Quinn Ewers 4 for 5. And we had East Streeter 1 for 63, Troy for 58, Devon Hitchin 2 for 88, Hills 1 for 16, 1 for 8, 1 for 4. And then in the first quarter, Baker Mayfield passed him to Chris Godfrey's. Godfrey's for his goal. And then Quinn Ewers to East for 16. Mary Parsons for his goal. And Mary Parsons for 4. And Quinn Ewers to Dodgers for yards. They go from 3 for football third. And they're passing for football fourth. They still have time and lead the game. Big run for 50 cents to make it turns. And they go for the next rise. And then they just couldn't get the end second. And that was that. The Tampa Bay that might meet up in spot. Beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then we have the second early Windows Sphinx game. An AFC contest between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. And the New England Patriots just dominating the New York Jets 42-10. So now they are tied at the top for the 1 seed at the 1 seed line with the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. They're tied at the top of the AFC standings. And the New England Patriots, they take on the Miami Dolphins. The Denver Broncos, they take on the Los Angeles Chargers and the division matchups, which are weekly team matchups or division matchups. So they could, the New England Patriots could actually be the number 1 seed because the Denver Broncos could actually lose to the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm surprised at all. I'm not be surprised at all anymore. Yeah. It was really just a super efficient. They just ran all over 30-3 at half the team. And yeah, just in the second half, they just in the backups in front of the Patriots and most yeah. So they made 250 yards, 5 touchdowns. Break 19-3 for 50 yards interception. Jim Harrison 8 carries, 8 yards. Saw 14 carries, 100 yards, a touchdown. And you forget that Brees Hall had a really good run back on the Jets. Because you forget he is, because he's just on a winning football team. And Stephon Diggs 6 catches, 100 yards, a touchdown. And she 3 catches for yards. And Josh Jacobs came in 3 for 3 yards. Jeremy took a sack. Aaron Jones 8 for 47 touchdown. Jeremy Eats 2 for 22. Johnson 2 for 5. And Aaron Jones 5 for 45 touchdown. Aaron for 3 for touchdown. Jason the third 2 for 8 touchdown. Williams 0 for 20. 2 for 11. Douglas 1 for 10. And Akbar came in 1 for 1. So you worked to a sack. King Nate 1 6 for 3. Yes, 2 for 1. Robert 2 for Key 2 for 5. Williams 2 1 for 5. Rico 2 for 1. And Isaac Williams 4 for 3. Richards 0 for 22. 2 for 18. Sorry, 2 for 18. Yeah, just one for like listening to words. So it's just a really dominant victory. Distributing pass yards on the day, 4 for turns. And then Randy Seats and Rush Rager for yarn. Jimmy Rush to pass and Randy Seats for touchdowns. And then Focal 3. And then all the experts win. Like Focal 3 and for 1 finally get the Jets on. Jimmy Stephon Diggs for yards. Jimmy Hunter for touchdowns. And Jimmy Chisholm for turns. And all the experts were worried out. And then Brees Hall should go 50 yards to start the Focal. And that was it. So yeah, just a really dominant win for the New England Patriots. Just all over dominance. And this is one of those games where we get the Patriots. Yeah, they have a weaker schedule maybe. Yes. But they have shown in the games that they, play tough teams. They've shown up. And they've shown up, like they showed up when, they showed up against the Bills the first game. Yes, they did lose to Raiders and then they lost to Steelers and but then they played Peach, the Bills. They beat that one was most of them goals. And then they beat the Buccaneers when they were better. And then they lost to those second time. They beat the Ravens. So they've had a weaker schedule, but they've proven that they can beat these teams. And this is one of those teams that are not playing down to their level, their opponents. So they're actually kind of more dominating. That's what you want to see. And then the big upset on the day the Cleveland Browns. 13-6 winners over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Early on, it was Cleveland 10, and then 6 for Pittsburgh, and then early in the fourth, they sealed it with a field goal to make it 7. And then Yards 23 yards, short series 17-23, 86 yards, touchdown 2 interceptions. And then Warren 12 carries, 60 yards. Simpson 11 carries, 20 series. Everett 3 carries, 63 yards. Injury 5 carries, 5 catches, 50 yards. Everett 3 catches, 60 yards. I don't know if I said 3 carries. But 3 catches, 63 yards. And there's 2 sacks, 23 yards, 60 yards, 2 sacks. And then Kincaid 7 for 26. Hayward 2 for 26. Smith 2 Raiders 1 for 6. Then Dallas 3 for 25. Rodgers Scott 3 for 10. Just for 13. Rushin 2 for 10. And Lean 2 for 10. Gaines 3 for 12. And the offensive touchdowns for Steelers. And then Syracuse did take 2 sacks. Our Syracuse 8 for 10. Shooter 4 for 12. Williams 2 for 10. And Tillman 1 for 42. Here for 2 for 3 touchdown. It's 1 for 18. Is it? I believe. 1 for 16. Canal 2 for 1. Arsenal's 1 for 10. 1 for 4. So the defense, both teams' defense was played well. Matt Smith, City for goal. And then Shearer Steelers here playing for 2 yards. Smith is good. And then Chris Boswell 44. First play of the 4. First second quarter, and then Chris Boswell. Let's play this for the second quarter. Field. Smith and 1 for goal. And that was it. So that is Pittsburgh Cleveland. They stunned the Pittsburgh Steelers. 13-6 the upset of the day. The big upset of the day. With the stun. Stun of the day in the featured CS today, I guess. In the signal. I guess the CBS do something that we didn't know. But the Browns stunned the Steelers.